Good evening to DefiChain News on the 5th of October 2022, the news show that provides you with the latest updates around DefiChain project. If you like the show, then let's go crazy on the like button. It helps the project. Subscribe and click the bell button. And stay until the end because we will talk about the next shows and dates. But before we start with the headlines, I would like to welcome my co-moderator and expert of DefiChain, Lord Mark, finally back here on stage. Good evening. How are you today?
Good evening. I'm fantastic. Thank you. How are yourself?
Great. I'm very happy that I don't have to do it on my own today, and you
Especially
are back.
today, yeah.
It's always more fun to do it together. Really
Well,
great.
it's cool to be back. Yeah, we have a fun fact, a fun-filled, no, fact-filled show, not fun fact-filled, fact-filled show today.
Yes, I think we should directly jump into the headlines.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
We have enough time. So we will talk about the dUSD current situation and a kind of outlook, what's happening next. There is a request for a new trading pair on DefiChain DEX to be listed from Cake. The dTokens are listed from the last voting round. We have our notable mentions, and the headline of today's shows: community projects are building like crazy, and we have a long update today. So Mark, keep on and talk about it. At the end, we will also talk about future dates, but that's not the main part today. So let's jump into our regular topic, dUSD. It's part of every show, but there's also something happening, and we should talk about it.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like going to the dentist, right? You know what I mean? It's absolutely needed, but not always fun. Okay, so DSD update. What can I tell you? So maybe a little bit looking backwards. So when the DSD burn started, and for setting up vaults, incentives got reintroduced. So the negative interest rates, really a lot of DUSD got burned. Because this is now kind of based on a 30-day moving average, and the big burn happened at the very beginning, means the incentives, the negative interest rate is gonna come down a little bit, means the looped vaults are not gonna be so interesting in the near future anymore. So keep an eye on that. Just if you see the negative interest is changing, that's the reason. So there was a Twitter space last week, and a couple of new faces or a couple of new voices have been heard. Two of them were Andreas and Figo. They had a pretty interesting idea how we could further improve the system. And we are always calling out everybody who's got an idea, please step up, open your mouth, voice your good ideas. And it seems to be a pretty good idea because a lot of people found this idea very appealing, as well as the Ticker Council. And what did they say? So they said 30% of the rewards at the moment are distributed to the DFI DUSD pool. What makes this pool pretty big, pretty slow? And they said, what would happen if we take a part of these rewards and burn DUSD? So actually we sell DFI against the USD and get rid of more DUSD in the system. So it reduces the algo ratio on the DEX, what's one of our long-term goals. And a block was set now 2,301,000 when this activity should actually start. And in simple words, you have to think it works kind of like that. So the rewards gonna be allocated to a so-called burn, to a hidden burn address, and then from there a bot takes them and burns them on an hourly basis. So that means the rewards in the pool are not so large anymore. What's gonna kind of bring a lot of people or drive a couple of people out of the pool because they say the rewards are not so interesting anymore. And on the other side, we are burning a ton of DUSD. Very interesting approach. There's also a mechanism behind that. We said 30% is now for the DUSD DFI pool. It can be reduced to a minimum of 15%, so it could actually cause a halving of the rewards in that pool over time, and there's a ratio set behind it. So it really depends on the price of the USD. And I think there's a very nice Reddit post where you can read about that in detail. Very important is to say that the maximum movement is only 1% per day, and the rewards are going down by 0.5% every day if the condition is met. So we aim for slower changes, not for the big bangs like we've done that in the past. I think we learned about that, and this should help to bring the algo ratio down. All the details I'm gonna cut short now because nobody can remember them anyway. Read it in the Reddit post that is available. We're also gonna link that up, also the DefiChain countdown for this event. A second event is actually gonna happen, and we said the DEX stabilization fee was like extended for 7 days. This was done by the Ticker Council last week. There was also a big discussion, is the Ticker Council able to do that? Yes, the Ticker Council is able to do that. And now it's about that the DEX stabilization fee is gonna move down by 0.5% in the premium case. If there's no premium case, then the DEX stabilization fee is gonna stay where it is at the moment. Is that correct, DC? I think, yeah.
Yes, maybe one addition. The step fee will be reduced by 1% if we have a premium, and additional condition is an algo part of the USD lower than 50%.
That's right, yes.
Then we are moving faster to the calculated value.
Exactly. So a certain couple of conditions have to be met to move further down, because we found out that the stabilization fee is working pretty nicely. Not everybody's best friend, but necessary to stabilize the system. Yeah, it has to be done. I said it's the dentist here, right? Good. So much about the DUSD update, guys. All the information is available on Reddit.
Then we should leave the dentist and jump to a better topic. We had a request for listing a new pool on DefiChain. Tell us, what's the background of this use case?
That's a pretty cool use case, because Cake is planning to list or offer a service where you can stake Ethereum now. And they decided not to do this on Uniswap. They said they want to bring this service to DefiChain. But to make that happen, they requested to have an additional crypto token pool on the DEX. It's going to be called CS Ethereum, Caked Stake Ethereum. And you can swap between CS ETH and standard DefiChain Ethereum. Why do they need that? When you come into Cake with your Ethereum, you buy shares of this staking service. But then if you want out, because the nodes are locked on Cake, you can only go out the way through the DEX, and then you can actually sell your staking token and somebody else can buy it, and whoever buys it can then go back into Cake and stake. So you have 2 entries in the future and 1 exit through the DEX. That's pretty cool. And what I like, especially that they said, okay, they're not gonna do it about on Uniswap. They really want to use DefiChain. What adds a additional use case, of course, for our decentralized exchange. How does this work with the fees and the rewards? There are not going to be any rewards for this service, but there's a swap fee of 0.5%, and the people who provide the liquidity, of course, earn the 0.5% swap fee. That Cake is planning to provide quite some liquidity. They said they don't want to get any benefits for doing so. They're gonna buy the USD and burn them, so that means it helps to reduce the USD in the system as well. The Ticker Council has to approve that. The 2 people who are not allowed to vote this time is Yusin and Julian, because they are part of Cake. So the rest of the Ticker Council is going to vote on that. And as soon as this is done and the service is going to start, you're going to find this new pool on the DEX. There's also a Reddit post, I think written by Julian, that explains very much in detail how this service is gonna work. Check it out. DC is gonna link it up in the show notes.
Cool. Thanks, Mark. Then we jump directly to the next pools. The dTokens were listed.
Yeah.
Tell us the details.
So you described it as a non-event last week. In some way that's very positive because
It's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a very good sign. Nothing happened, right? Nothing went wrong. So Unilever was listed and Walmart, and then we had two ETFs. One is a US oil ETF and a US natural gas ETF. And like you mentioned it so nicely, I think these were really interesting tickers because they got a lot of attention. A lot of people swapped into these pools. Liquidity in the pool went up between 420 to 1.1 million USD. What is actually really, really a big pool nowadays. And the last time nobody really cared about these pools, but I think a lot of people got really interested. And on the other side, the rewards dropped quite quickly. But community seems to like the pools. Thanks to everyone who voted on the pools. On Monday, the rewards went live. Last week, they've been listed. So we've got 4 new ticker on the decentralized exchange.
Great. Then before we jump into the big headline topic, notable mentions today.
Notable mentions. Yeah, we have 2. There were 2 videos that we want to point out. One was from Julian, his thoughts about the ticker council, and also dUSD stabilization fee and much more. I think he's voicing a little bit his opinion here, how he feels being in the ticker council, how he sees the work of the ticker council. I think it's very interesting. One of his famous videos done in his Tesla driving through Singapore. Check it out. It's a really good video and gives you a little bit more insights how it is to be in the ticker council. Then we've got another video that Kügi did with me, I think, on Monday. We named it, Why is the dUSD so complicated? Because a lot of people say, oh my God, I'm losing complete... I have no clue how that works, right? So many new features, so many new changes. Check it out. Typical Kügi style, super well explained how these things work. It doesn't mean that you have to understand everything at the end of the day, but if you really want to know how it is, and it's actually not even that complicated when you follow his explanations. I think he did an awesome job like always. Yeah, please check it out and leave us a comment. Always very helpful.
I must watch. Great. Then DefiChain community projects are more active than ever. Big headline topic.
Yeah, I've got more or less 5 minutes here, and I think I'm not gonna get this done in 5 minutes. I feel like the news show is over soon. So, guys, the thumbnail was communities more active than ever, and that's really true. So a lot of things are happening. Fabio also did a shout out, said, hey guys, if you have done a project, please come and give us some feedback. So Mark76, also well known from Twitter and from Twitter and Telegram. What he did is he launched a Trello board. So a Trello board is actually, what is Trello normally used for? I think it's a project management software where you can actually show the status of different projects. What he made is a very nice overview what projects are in what stages. So is there feedback? Is there an update? Is the project finished? Is it not finished? Check it out. We're going to link it up. It's going to call DefiChain CFP-tracker.com. So that's the URL where you find it. Then we've got Dobby. Dobby has a service where Dobby calls you. There's a call channel that can be now removed on the dashboard, and you can now also get notifications on dUSD interest rate once daily at 6 a.m. UTC. Then we've got DefiChain SEA.io. This is actually a marketplace for NFTs. We're gonna link the Twitter account also here in the show notes. Testing ends today on the 5th of October, and then everybody can have a look on their website. Then There's a new Instagram account, DefiChain.news. Disclaimer, this has nothing to do with the news show, but some people said, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have a news channel on Instagram? They've been working hard to find subscriptions. They found already 150 people who subscribed in the last 7 days. That's 20 new accounts. So check them out and support them. They just wanna add YouTube videos and all kind of informational material about DeFi chain. Cool idea. Then we've got Cryptos. They had 2 CFPs already. Recently there was one where they actually raised a couple of DFI to bring rewards to this DFI BNB pool that is running under this Cryptos project. Also there's a Twitter account that we're gonna list in the show notes. Then we've got DefiChain Trader. It's a new project. It should help to get an overview what has been traded on the DEX. Link, it's gonna be, there are 2 links gonna be in the show notes. The main one is defichain-trader.com. Check it out. I'm sure this is only the very beginning, but it shows what was traded in every pool. So this was release 0.1, seems to be at the very beginning. The lock staking, a spin-off of DFX, they gonna provide a staking service. They provided a click dummy based on Figma. Figma is a software that is used actually to design applications and web applications. That's pretty neat. Check that out. It's a long URL. I'm not gonna read that out here loud. We're gonna put it in the show notes. And lock is gonna be available in the near future in different wallets like Jelly Wallet and the DFX wallet. They're gonna offer attractive referral program, and anyone will be able to vote from 1 stake DFI on for future community funding projects. Global availability for retail and institutional investors is also gonna be possible. So, Accelerator team launched a video together with the Sikos. Sikos is a kind of a guerrilla marketing channel, or these are a couple of cool dudes traveling the world and doing really cool videos. So there's some product placement in there for DeFi chain. Check it out, it's pretty neat. It shows like a big boat party, and then can we not use the money for something a little bit more fulfilling? Super good story. Check it out. There's also a second video planned. It's gonna be released today or tomorrow. Channel is not really big yet. They've got like, I think 30,000 subscribers, but it's really, I think, is one of these up-trending channels. It's really, really cool. Very, very cool team that is doing these videos. Their Giphy account, the Accelerator Giphy account, was also approved finally. Means you can use your animated GIFs now in Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram. So the DeFi chain ones can be found there now as well. They also launched an Instagram channel. Instagram seems to be popular DC nowadays for the Accelerator team. A couple of pictures are there available. Check it out, subscribe to it, support them. For sure, very appreciated. Last but not least, DefiLinks.io, also, that's actually me, is also asking everybody out there for your support. Guys, it's really hard to keep an overview of all the projects that are out there. And there are so many links, so many blogs, so many publications, so many new listings on exchanges. If you find something that is not there, please, there's a Google form that I made. We're gonna link it also to the DefiChain News today. Please help us to fill in if you find a link, and we are very happy to list it. A couple of people did it today already. Jonas from Lock sent me a link. Igor from DefiChain Income. Sebastian from Javlis, ex-Cashflow Butler, already submitted their link. Then we've got DefiChain Votings from Michael. We've got Lottery Chances from Michael, and DefiChain Health from Marcus. Was actually a new page that I didn't really have on my radar. Was linked up on DefiLinks.io. So we really want to kind of update all the cool projects and links out there. Thank you very much for your support.
Cool.
So that's so much about the
At
community
the end
project.
of the list, a really long one. The longest in the news
that's
show.
A long list, yeah.
and that's why the headline was community is active than ever. We are feeling it in the sentiment. You're more pushing to the future, building, bringing the ecosystem forward. Really great to see. Keep on, everyone out there. If you are not part of the dashboard of the CFPs, if you want to join the news channel, the Telegram channel of the community project, contact us. We will add you so that you keep in exchange with everyone building around DefiChain.
Absolutely. Then,
Yeah,
no, what
at
I
the
want,
end,
what I wanted to add is, because this was a very good question, how can we keep track of all the projects? Maybe we can add this here already. DC, we find it on your dashboard, right? All the CFP funded projects are there.
yeah, the CFP list, funded and not funded, is there. Now we have the dashboard of Mark 76 with some more details about the funded projects. So the non-funded are not there. And we have your DeFi links.io where everyone is listed. So if CFP or not, there can be the link. So the content is not the same on all three places, but it's really hard to get an overview of really everything.
Yeah, and
around
every
DefiChain.
source has kind of a different idea, right? While you wanted to list everybody who put a CFP up, I think Mark wants to really track, are these projects actually doing something? And I actually want to provide the links and hashtags how you can find the projects and the links, right? So everybody's got a different idea. Cool. Sorry to add that, but I thought that's really a cool idea.
Great comment. Then at the end, future dates before we are jumping to the Q&A session.
Absolutely. So news show next week. Please join us again and support us. And then there's a tech talk planned for 13th of October. That's in a week, Thursday next week, 12:30 p.m. Central European time. Yusin reported in there's gonna be a DMC heavy on tech topic. So I think he wanted to kind of tell the developers out there, really join. It's going to be really interesting this time. And then they're going to speak about the hackathon and some other exciting topics that we are not allowed to talk about here. I think Yusin's going to bring a couple of people in and show a couple of other really interesting developments.
Good. Looking forward to it. I don't have more information than just your comments. So it will be interesting getting some more information about DeFi MetaChain. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the news show this week. Everyone live, stay until a short break. So we have some time left for the one or other question. Everyone else, please give us also a like. Thanks for watching and see you next week here on the channel with new updates around DefiChain and their project.
Absolutely.
Have a great time.
Thank you very much and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So there we are,
back on stage.
including question marks in the background. Okay, everything working today. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Christian is here. Jackie Delshim is here, like always. Wow. Mark 76. Thanks for joining as well. George is here. Ferhat is here as well. Good. So now we have a lot of here. Let's jump to Ferhat first because he has a question here. What happens if dUSD is below $1 but algo ratio is already below 50%? Will the tax stabilization fee still be reduced? DC?
No, idea is that only in the premium case the stabilizing fee is reduced by this 0.5% and increased to 1% for each step or day in case the algo ratio is lower the threshold, but the main condition is the price, not the ratio.
Okay, good. So I see a long list of questions. Do you want to start tackling this?
Yes, start with the first, and I think the rest we can.
This is kind of okay. Let's try to figure that out. Good morning, guys. Question: do you guys think DUSD price follows DFI price? If that's the case, should we focus on increasing the price of DFI, and that would increase DUSD price? Kind of. Wait, let me bring that back. So much text. Kind of like what happened in the last hard fork with all the hype and FOMO. Maybe we start answering that part
Yeah,
first.
and I think so. My personal opinion is that's more or less the other way around. So what we saw is a discount for different prices, and currently it looks like the USD price is going down, and also DFI price is going down. But it's not a DFI price influencing the DUSD. What we saw in the past is a selling of DUSD in the DUSD DFI price. So here the price goes up and the DFI price goes down. That's the result of people leaving the complete system. So they had a DUSD position, a dToken position, sold it against DFI, and then again sold DFI for BTC or a stable coin. And with this, we saw this discount because of the selling the DUSD. So DUSD was not worth $1. And again, price going down for DFI. And if you now change the price or want to change the price of DFI, it will reduce in lower discount. The price of DFI is nearly the same or goes towards the price of DUSD DFI, so DFI measured in DUSD. And without a fee, this could result in again more burning or more swapping DUSD, and again increasing discount. So if you have a look on my dashboard in the DUSD DFI pool, you will recognize that there was a big buying of DUSD. So the price of DFI measured in a DUSD went down. So there was a lot of selling DFI for DUSD. Then it went up again, the price, and again there was a kind of buying DUSD for DFI. So it's not the one affects the other. It's a kind of correlated, but my opinion is correlation comes from the selling people DUSD and complete leaving the system. So if you, because the other comments are going into the direction, can we not try to improve the DFI price to improve the DUSD situation? I think it's not the right way, because the direction was wrong from the thinking.
Okay.
Any comments, ideas from your side?
No, sounds very plausible. The question is, do you want to show all the other comments here, or is this kind of all answered already?
We can try and just have a look on
because
all
that's
the comments.
It's gonna be a very long.
Yeah, so the limited letters of 200 in YouTube was the reason.
Yeah.
So here's the idea: instead of buying DUSD, or idea is to influence the DFI price. Go to the next one. So rewards, we create a way to over collateralized vault and mint DUSD and swap the DUSD for DFI, so kind of selling DUSD again. This will increase the discount, which we want to reduce, so it works in the other direction we prefer. Can you show it again? Sorry, it was a long one.
Okay, this one again. Okay.
Right, swap that DUSD for DFI, creating buy pressure for DFI at the same time, burning DUSD, and used the bought DFI to add more collateral. So it's a kind of looped long position of DFI. It will not increase the DFI price. You are just moving the DFI DUSD pool, and this has no effect on the Bitcoin and stablecoin DFI pools. So you just increase the discount, burn a lot for sure, but this will not help to bring DeFi price up. Then the next one,
Okay. This was
note that
this.
we had.
Okay, next one here. Losing control.
So yes,
Mint more
now we are in
DSD.
the now we are in the leveraging, mint more DUSD, swap it and keep it going. So that's limited. So you can just do it a couple of times and then it's finished because of the 150% at least over collateralization. So the opposite should affect, or I'm missing something. Thanks for your time, guys. Yeah, the thing you miss is that moving the DFI DUSD pool has not a direct effect of the crypto price of TFI. That's the other pools, the crypto pools. And I think the second point is with this procedure, you will increase the discount and we want to reduce it. So it's the other direction. Personal opinion, I think it will not work because we had a lot of selling DUSD and this pushing again in the direction. I don't know why it should then make the situation better.
Okay. But anyway, Roger, thanks for the feedback and thanks for the idea. I think it's very important to say every idea is worth thinking about, right? It's a super complex topic. I think DC is super deep into the topic, far deeper than I am.
Also, only my opinion. I can also be wrong.
Exactly.
Just
But
my
I think
opinion.
you just had a very logical analysis of the system, but there are more people there, and it's really always interesting to think about these things because it was the same what we had with the last proposal that actually community and the Ticket Council found really appealing. At the beginning, it didn't look really well, right? And there was a hefty discussion between Kügi and I think you were involved and these two gentlemen who came up with the idea. But what they did is they went back to the drawing board and put a lot of data together and calculated. And that was really cool. So it was not like, oh, you don't like my idea, you're so bad, I'm gonna leave. It was more like, you don't like the idea? Okay, good points, let us think, let us come up with a new idea. And so over time, that became really a really great approach. And I think that's what we need, not like people who are like, running away.
Okay. Great comment, because it's a kind of procedure. Now you proposed the idea, I commented it. If you now think about and adapt it to remove maybe the one or other drawback, that was the way Figo and Andreas went in the past. And they worked actively on the idea, changed some details, adapted to our comments, and then with the iterations over different people, we are getting really great approaches.
This DUSD topic is super complex, right? I think we mentioned it many times. There's no handbook how to create a stable coin. It just doesn't exist. It's kind of a new invention, right? So now, and a lot of ideas have been turned down, right? And I think the problem is, don't feel bad if your idea is turned down, as long as you don't come in and say that's 100% the right thing, because nothing is 100%. Also, DC's and Kügi's ideas, and Figo, and who was the other guy?
Andreas
and Figo's idea wasn't spot on at the very beginning. And it's these iterations that make an idea great, right? And I think, like you said, that's super important. So don't give up. Roger, if you think, you're still on the right track, then come back and kind of let's discuss these things, right? Cool.
Preferred way is on Reddit,
Yeah,
because there are a lot of people really thinking about giving you feedback, and it's far better than just asking one or two persons.
Exactly, and don't take it personal, right? So if somebody says no, it's not gonna work, hey, nobody has a personal issue with you. As long as you don't say that's the 100% right thing, you are so convinced, right? It's always, everybody stays humble. Cool.
Okay, so
Thank you.
DUSD topic, dentist, we should leave it
Dentist
again.
done, yeah. I'm so done with the dentist. Hey, I'm so happy if we don't have to talk about this anymore. DC, thanks for hosting the show.
You too for joining it.
Thanks for
far better than doing it alone. Thanks for watching everyone out. Have a great time. A lot of things are happening also this week, and we will talk about next week.
Thank you.
So
Have a good
see you
evening.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.